Ankoba Ridge Resort is a resort that is located at the Nzima East District in the western region of Ghana. Ankoba Resort seeks to provide leisure for individuals, families, and then corporate bodies as well. The facility has a restaurant and a bar. It has 32 rooms ranging from standard, executive, and then deluxe. We also have a tennis court. We have a basketball court, a garden view with an estuary view at the garden. We also have a boardroom of 20 seats capacity. Ankoba Bridge Resort started operation 2021, and we seek to expand in the coming years. We have a hill which is right opposite us that we plan on having adventure sports such as upscaling on that hill. We also have a beautiful river with a park by it that we plan on having a paintball games activities over there, a kayak on the river for people to tour the river and then the community. We also plan on taking people on an excursion into the community to feel the people and get to know about their lives and how they go about their day-to-day activities. The resort currently employs 25 people, with 10 being temporary and then 15 being permanent. Most of these people are from the locals in the community. The resort also gets its foodstuff from the locals, the farmers in the community, as well as the seafood from the fisher folks in the community. So the people we engage with, we provide them with sustainable livelihoods. This is why you should visit Ankoba Bridge Resort. 1. The hotel is situated by the Ankoba River where it meets the sea, an estuary that is a sight to behold. There is a garden where you could sit, watch the waves as it tumbles, and trust me, it's a sight to behold. It's very therapeutic. Secondly, the reason why you should come to Ankoba Bridge Resort is because it's situated 20 minutes away from Nkrofo, where the first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, hails from. Situated there is his mausoleum, which is a very nice place to visit. And also 59 minutes away is the Nzelezo, where the entire village is built on a river. The resort is located approximately 10 to 15 minutes away from the St. Antonio Fort in Axim. It's suitable for camping, for corporate, individuals, and then a group travel as well. The facility provides something for everyone. Ankoba Bridge Resort is a work in progress. We believe in the can-do spirit. That is why we are so determined to make this a bigger place for leisure. So as the saying goes, the best comes from the West, and Western region is endowed with so many natural resources. I invite you all to come and invest here. And when you do, come to Ankoba Bridge Hotel. We are here to serve you. So go with Ankoba Bridge Resort. Grow in Ghana, grow with Ghana.
Status Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra approach. Clock 6043.
Wilding is about a dream to have a green place that families from all over Ghana and beyond can come and just enjoy the little things in life. Yeah. Whether it be reading a book, swimming, playing games, eating natural foods. It's just a dream place. After living in US for about over 25 years, I decided to move down to Ghana. The move was not like I got up one day and I said I wanted to move. So growing up, I wanted to build a place, like a place where anybody, not common people, rich people, poor people, fun people, sad people, everybody can come together and just enjoy. Just, you know, have fun or just do nothing, just appreciate nature. I think Ghana was calling me, like, come home, do something bigger, you know. So everything just made me decide that I'll move. We have the waterfront seating, we have the natural parks, the trees, I'll say the garden. We have a restaurant and we serve natural food. We have 16 rooms now, and I guess space, we have space. So we have beautiful birds around here. All of Europe's birds migrate here during winter. So normally when it rains, right after the rainfall, you see beautiful birds. I've seen bluebirds, I've seen francolins. There's actually a Petrich family living at Wilding Resort. The place is also huge. It's spacious enough for large events. So for like old students reunions, corporate fun events, students, all different levels of education, you can come to Wilding Resort. Wilding is looking for people who can bring in a little bit of capital injection, you know. There could be a person who makes boats. We are looking to bring in boats. So if that person will come in as a partner and bring boats, we will take it. But if you see, the area needs money, it needs capital. So we want people to come in and looking at the dream of, you know, swimming pools, lawn tennis, basketball courts, zip lines, jet skis. You get where I'm going with Wilding. Somebody can come in and say, oh, I'm going to build the rooms you are talking about. And then we get, based on the money they put in, we can be partners. My fellow diasporans, please, please, please. The opportunities in Ghana here are endless. I mean, there are opportunities in the tourism industry, real estate, agro industry. I mean, you can package your own food, you can build real estate, you can join the hotel and restaurant industry. We can package, like, from farm to tables. I mean, opportunities are endless. I'm just telling you guys to be part of the change. Grow in Ghana, grow with Ghana.
In the heart of West Africa lies a land brimming with untold stories, vibrant cultures, and boundless spirits. Welcome to Ghana, the heartbeat of Africa, where nature and culture harmoniously exist. Feel the rhythm of life as you wander through the vibrant market and witness the infectious joy and warmth of the Ghanaian people, their skill and determination that provides sustenance for their communities. Immerse yourself in the rhythms of the drum, the graceful movement of traditional dance, and symphony of cultures, languages, and traditions that coexist in harmony. Explore the rich history of Ghana as you walk through the corridors of our historic forts and castles, a reminder of the resilience and strength of the Ghanaian people. Embark on an unforgettable safari in our forest reserves and parks, where wildlife roam freely in their natural habitat, and take in the spectacular beauty of nature that envelopes Ghana with its imposing waterfalls and water bodies. Uncover the essence of the legendary Gold Coast, renowned as one of the world's leading producers of gold and adorned with other minerals like diamonds, iron, bauxite, lithium, and manganese. And beyond the treasures, lush vegetations thrive and abundant oil and gas flow. Experience the vibrant energy of the cities where modernity and tradition coexist, where industries are thriving, backed by continuous technological advancement, with people exuding an unwavering spirit of progress. And don't forget, we are the commercial hub of Africa and a symbol of democracy on the continent. Indeed, this is Ghana, a home for the diaspora community and persons from all walks of life, where every moment is an opportunity to create lifelong memories, discover the magic, embrace the spirit, and let Ghana leave an indelible mark on your soul. Ready to invest? Ghana's opportunities await. Explore insight, success stories, and more. Unlock your investment potential today. Subscribe now and start your journey with us. GIPC, your gateway to Ghana's investment future. We are indeed the center of the world and the land of the 3 O's: opportunities, optimism, and openness for business and investment in a friendly and safe environment. We are a preferred investment destination in Africa. To find out more about what Ghana has to offer, visit www.gipc.gov.gh.
You are still seen as family. A peaceful country, filled will seen as family. Have you ever been to the center of the world? Then imagine a place far from home, where you are still seen as family. A peaceful country, filled with affable people, decorated with stunning landscapes, world-class beaches and rainforest, also having rare wildlife in abundance. This is Ghana. Ghana is among the top tourist destinations in sub-Saharan Africa, gradually becoming the end-of-year convergence point for tourists around the world. The country mesmerizes visitors from all walks of life, with some of the world's most historic forts, delectable cuisine, and unique festivals from its diverse cultures. Indeed, there is no dull moment when you visit Ghana. The country's ecotourism offering has seen expansion in recent years as some of its main ecotourism sites, Mole National Park, Kakum National Park, Boabim Fiema Monkey Sanctuary, continue to garner tourist attention. Ghana achieved significant progress in developing ecotourism tourists at some of its main nature reserves. Ghana cemented its place as a top travel and investment destination for Africans in the diaspora. Tourist locations all over the country are steadily being improved to meet international standards as government now mandates sites to acquire specific licenses and certification in order to operate.
Fun people, sad people, everybody can come together and just enjoy, just, you know, have fun or just do nothing, just appreciate nature. I think Ghana was calling me, like, come home, do something bigger, you know, so everything. Normally when it rains, right after the rainfall, you see beautiful birds. I've seen bluebirds, I've seen living at Wilding Resort. The place is also huge, it's spacious enough for large events. So for like all different levels of education, you can come to Wilding Resort. For people who can bring in a little bit of capital injection, you know, there could be a person who makes boats. We are looking to bring in boats. So if that person will come in as a partner and bring boats, we will take it. Looking at the dream of, swimming pools, lawn tennis, basketball courts, zip lines, jet skis. You get where I'm going with what? Somebody can come in and say, I'm going to build the rooms you're talking about.
They go about their day-to-day activities. The resort currently employs 25 people, with 10 being temporary and then 15 being permanent. Most of these people are from the locals in the community. The resort also gets its foodstuff from the locals, the farmers in the community, as well as the seafood from the fisher folks in the community. So the people we engage with, we provide them with sustainable livelihoods. This is why you should visit Ankoba Bridge Resort. 1. The hotel is situated by the Ankoba River where it meets the sea, an estuary that is a sight to behold. There is a garden where you could sit, watch the waves as it tumbles, and trust me, it's a sight to behold. It's very therapeutic. Secondly, the reason why you should come to Ankoba Bridge Resort is because it's situated 20 minutes away from Nkrofo, where the first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, hails from. Situated there is his mausoleum, which is a very nice place to visit. And also 59 minutes away is the Nzelezo, where the entire village is built on a river. The resort is located approximately 10 to 15 minutes away from the St. Antonio Fort in Axim. It's suitable for camping, for corporate, individuals, and then a group travel as well. The facility provides something for everyone. Ankoba Bridge Resort is a work in progress. We believe in the can-do spirit. That is why we are so determined to make this a bigger place for leisure. So as the saying goes, the best comes from the West. And Western region is endowed with so many natural resources. I invite you all to come and invest here. And when you do, come to Ankoba Bridge Hotel. We are here to serve you. So go with Ankoba Bridge Resort. Grow in Ghana, grow with Ghana.
Have you ever been to the center of the world? Then imagine a place far from home where you are still seen as family. A peaceful country filled with affable beaches and rainforest. also having rare wildlife in abundance. This is Ghana. Ghana is among the top tourist destinations in sub-Saharan Africa, gradually becoming the end-of-year convergence point for tourists around the world. The country mesmerizes visitors from all walks of life, with some of the world's most historic forts, delectable cuisine, and unique festivals from its diverse cultures. Indeed, there is no dull moment when you visit Ghana. The country's ecotourism offering has seen expansion in recent years as some of its main ecotourism sites, Mole National Park, Kakum National Park, Boabim Fiema Monkey Sanctuary, continue to garner tourist attention. Ghana achieved significant progress in developing ecotourism tourists at some of its main nature reserves. After introducing the highly successful Year of Return campaign in 2018, Ghana cemented its place as a top travel and investment destination for Africans in the diaspora. Tourist locations all over the country are steadily being improved to meet international standards as government now mandates sites to acquire specific licenses and certification in order to operate.
Beneath the deep blue sky, the black star is calling. Follow the stars and let them take you on a journey of our people. It's a country where the sun shines on all 365 days of the year. Capturing the stories of our kings and queens above. Experience our castles and forts built on the sweat of a people full of dignity. I am Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and I'm the proud president of the country at the center of the world, Ghana.
had put money in hotels, who had put money in transport, who had put money in food, who had to seize all these things because of the pandemic. Somehow, government had quite a significant response in helping people who were, disenfranchised by the disease, and had to stay at home, so they fed people on the streets, etc., etc. But it wasn't enough. But thank God we are over that period, and we've seen a rebound. Relations to try and make that happen. And through the Ministry of Tourism, there's a 14-year tourist development strategy to boost tourism performance in targeted areas across the country. And according to the National Tourism Development Plan, that's from 2013 to 2027, I think, tourism receipts are expected to increase from approximately 1.5 billion in 2017 to 4.3 billion in 2027. Then, of course, there's the Ghana Tourism Authority Act as well, Act 817 of 2011, which established the GTA, ably led by my brother Akosia Jiman, which is the lead agency for tourism development and regulation. And I think they have done a great job into escalating the reference to tourism in our economic model today. But many things have happened, and I want to bring your awareness to them. And for us at GIPC, one of our, should I say, landmark events is what we call the Taste of Ghana. It's a festival where we highlight our culture through our food, our music, our clothing, and our art. And it happens in December. And it's probably a highlight of the Beyond the Return program and the Year of Return program in December. And then, of course, the Ghana Tourist Development Project, in which the World Bank in 2019 signed a $40 million financing agreement with the government of Ghana. Speak much longer. Mine was just to introduce. There are people here who are better at that than I am. But I'm going to ask a few questions, and I want people to raise their hands to show their answers. How many of you have been to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park? I can see less than 10% of the people here. How many of you have been to the Ankasa Forest Reserve? Even less. How many of you have been to the Kintampo Waterfall? Aha. So we see, even indigenous, domestically, we don't support tourism. But it's such a wonderful enabler. And
we need to also create the needed competitiveness, because there's competition, whether you like it or not, between Ghana, Togo, between Ghana, South Africa, between Ghana, Ivory Coast. What are we doing? It's very important. My senior brother, I respect most, just said that to all these places before. So if I have not, so I would suggest that if Akwesi is here, they should that this year we are planning for finance ministry and all its agencies. We need to visit all the tourist sites and spend some money for the actors in these areas, so that they also make money. I think we need to begin that thing. One thing I've seen about Africa,
travel. As a direct consequence of this resurgence, international visitor spending made a robust comeback, reaching 64% of pre-pandemic levels. In real terms, this still represents a 36% decrease compared to the levels observed in 2019. Underlining the lingering impact of the pandemic on global tourism. At the continental level, Europe emerged as the standout success story of 2022. The continent achieved outstanding results with tourism receipts totaling 550 billion USD. The tourism industry showed considerable strength, recouping 75% of its pre-pandemic receipts. Ghana, however, recorded a total international arrival of 914,882.
were residents and 46, 88% being residents and 12% non-residents. In 2022, the figure was 945,405, 84% being residents and 16% non-resident. And then in 2023, which is the current figure that we have, the figure moved from 945,000 to 1.4 million. 1407709. The residents were 1,161,000. Then you have somebody who will go to Ho for the weekend and may decide to stay with family. That data the purpose-built ones. So there are some tourist sites that are being built purposely, and there are some that are historical, like the museums and the forts and the castles. They were not made as tourist attractions, but because of the history behind it, they've become tourist sites and attractions. You have the natural attractions that we have, a lot of waterfalls all over the country, and then we have essential services that are also needed for tourism growth. So if you go to most of these sites, as you get closer into the hinterlands, you realize that you don't have the network. And so how can we encourage the communication companies to work with us on that? So having a well-developed tourism infrastructure is crucial for attracting investors. Investors want to invest, but if the road network going into upgrade to a certain level, and then you have the Slave Routes project, which is also a government initiative. What we are currently doing is to try and look at the entire slave routes. When people come and we are talking about heritage tourism, the year of return, we tend to, our tour operators tend to take them to Cape Coast and Elmina. Why? Because it's easier. But the real story doesn't start from Cape Coast or Elmina. It starts from somewhere up north in Salaga and then in Pikoro and all those areas. So currently we've mapped the slave routes and we are doing some construction over there. Hopefully in July, for example, we'll commission the Salaga slave market, the Salaga slave wells, and also the Pikoro slave camp. They are contractors on site working. So these are part of government strategic initiative. Currently, there's a lot of work going on in the industry. The Nationalism Park, for example, is being reconstructed. The Geese Park is being reconstructed, and many, many others. Salaga, Tanoboa, Pikoro have mentioned this. And then we also need to improve the legal frameworks and regulations. In 2019, we passed an LI 230, and whoever the investor is, if there's an investor. So that has really helped to clean up and structure the sector quite well. And then we have community partnerships. We realize that there are communities that lay claim to some of these tourist sites, but if you don't come up with a partnership model, building on clay, if I should put it that way. And so we started with these MOUs. We've signed about 13 such MOUs with communities, and through that we've been able to upgrade facilities. Tafia Atome is one of them. Bunsu Eco Park is one of them. Even Kintampo is another. Yendi, we've just signed an MOU with the traditional council and the assembly. And so we will encourage investors who are keen to maybe piggyback some of these partnerships that we are signing with the communities to make the effort to put something there. Then public support programs, working with GIPC, we've seen programs like December and GH, which has really helped in terms of boosting the leisure part of the market. Communication technology, sorry, there's a mistake in there. ICT, we did a research, I think 4 years ago, when we were starting up the single window platform. And to date, about 70% or so of facilities that are licensed, especially in the budget category, still operate manually. So you go there, there's somebody there, you ask how much is it, and then you pay, they give you the key. Probably there's no record of your you're coming in there. We have a largest register, which is also manual. We've been speaking to the Controller and Accountant General that why can't these things be they are the ones who are frontline. But we focus too much on the degrees. So you have a lot of people who say, oh, I have a degree in hospitality management, but they don't know how to lay the bed. They have never laid a bed in their life. All of us in this room, operators, regulators, policymakers, academia, and media, let us all put together our energies to support inclusive tourism growth through sustainable infrastructural development. And so that is my little presentation today. I'm very happy that GIPC has put this together and that we have a lot of our operators here. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman. Insightful. Now we know that domestic tourism is not doing that badly, but we can do better. Let's put our hands together once again to him. So we're going to connect or reconnect to South Africa to hear their story. Technical team. Hello, Takiso. Are you online?
Hello, please. Can you get yourself ready?
Yes, I can hear you.
Put you online to.
Takiso, are you there? Once again, try to reconnect with Takiso. Let's go over to a fun side of today's activity where we. So technical, once we are able to reconnect to Takiso, please let me know. So look on your table, you find a QR code. Please, we also have it on the screen as well, if we can. You just need to scan the QR code and there today. So we see how well we are processing our topics. The ushers are around to also help you and the PR team as well. So please pick up the QR code, scan it. It will take you to a portal. It is powered by right. Is anyone hanging? Like you've not followed the process, so you need us to start again. So everyone is aligned. Okay. We look forward to the results. It's time for us to see the results. Team Technical, please. Are we on now with Takiso? Not yet. All right. So we're going to be moving straight into the panel discussion. Get ready for the panel discussion. And I mentioned earlier when I came that I asked a few of us some questions. What we would want to take out from the panel discussion. And then some of us wanted to be informed about insights into ongoing regulatory reforms within the Ministry of Tourism.
We have had some indications about the kinds of inquiries people want answers to from the introduction by the MC. So before we get on to that, I want to give you the opportunity to tell us your initial reactions about the subject on which we have to discuss.
Well, I think in our area, I represent the ministry.
That's right.
Ours is policy. It is a good background or good platform created for us to tell those people who are in the industry what we are doing as a ministry in terms of policy, creating of enabling environment so that the sector can flourish.
If I may add, ask a little add-on. Currently, is there anything in the works from the ministry that is being done?
Before even 2015, we had it in the previous law. And in this law, we also have incorporated it.
Do you have anything to do with incentives for investors when it comes to import duties and so on? Or that's a different department?
Yes, so when it comes to import duties, we have some exemptions for certain category of persons. But the exemptions, as you know, have been consolidated now.
Chief Director, before I go to Prof, how the development program that would take care of the different sectors? For example, if there's a road network going somewhere, if there are tourist attractions along that corridor, it becomes a stronger argument for the Minister of Roads to prioritize those kinds of investment. How successful have we been as a ministry in getting our concerns met by the other ministries?
Well, we've had discussion with the Ministry of Roads in particular, where they promised to give us 50-kilometer roads to the various attraction sites. This discussion is still ongoing. We thought we could make a progress by the end of last year, but that could not happen. The new minister has taken up the discussion with his counterpart of the Minister of Roads and Highways, and we hope before the end of the term we might have some success from there. That is the only sector that collaboration has been strong so far. We need infrastructure development like electricity, water, and the rest, but there hasn't been any serious overture with these other sectors as yet.
Thank you very much. Prof, there was a question about how the research is feeding into our overall policy and execution strategy. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I think, well, I wouldn't say a lot has happened in that regard in terms of trying to bridge the gap. Research has been going on. Policy has been going on, but as to how best we've been able to marry the results of the research with policy, I think is something that we all need to work on. Of course, academia has to play its part in reaching out to policy makers. But then, of course, a number of research works have gone on, quite a number of them, whether by the department, whether by faculty, whether by postgraduate research students. And a number of things quite stand out. And I think most of us here would have been familiar with a lot of them that perhaps we need to take into account when we are talking about policy, when we are talking about regulatory frameworks in terms of how do we enhance tourism infrastructure development. Quite recently, there was a work that was done by a graduate student of mine, so maybe I'll just touch a little bit on that. Looking at the experiences, the investment experiences of diasporans in Ghana in the tourism sector, and quite revealing. There were some outstanding issues that I think maybe policy can come in. So issues of finance has been talked about. Yes, they are expected to come in with certain minimum capital requirement. Then beyond that, of course, they have to find means to sustain the financing. So can we have special financing scheme to propel tourism infrastructure development in the country? That is perhaps a discussion that can be had, like we've had in other sectors. If we are really interested in doing that, maybe a special financing scheme for tourism that can help propel tourism infrastructure development, maybe something that we can look at. Of course, issue of taxes have also been mentioned. The multiplicity of taxes is also a challenge, especially for those in the accommodation sector. And a lot of them do cry about it and think that it's something that is crippling their investment. So can we also look at it beyond the tax incentives, but we're just talking about the tax buildup itself, right? So what can we do about that? I think it's also something that we need to take into account. But then if you look at it generally, there's also some sort of over-concentration in terms of specific tourism subsectors, right? We are talking about mainly investment, mostly in the hotel sector. How about, say, in attraction? Government cannot do all the attraction development by itself. And so it's time that we need to look beyond government investment in attractions to see how we can attract private investment into attraction, maybe through this special purpose vehicle on funding, to try to see how perhaps even government can go into PPP arrangements with private people into development of attractions, because we may have the hotels, but ultimately we need the attractions to be able to bring in the people, and then the hotels then will be able to live by those ones. So we need to take into account some of these things.
Thank you, thank you. You want to add something, Paul? Okay. I wanted to your opinion on the concerns that have been raised about multiplicity of taxes by operators. Is there any position from GRA on that? In something you are thinking about, something you've considered?
Okay, I think let me just start from this angle. We basically have two types of taxes. We have the transaction or the event tax, and then we have the activity, tax. The activity tax has to do with the results that you make when you run a business, the profit that you make. So when you make a profit, you are taxed. We are taxing the profit, not the capital. And in arriving at your profit, all costs that you have incurred relevant to the generation of the income, you will deduct all of them before you tax. Is that okay? When it comes to the transaction or the event tax, that has to do with the VAT and then the duties which are paid at the ports. Now let's come and look. Let's look at the VAT. When it comes to the VAT, let's be very, very clear. It is the consumer who pays the VAT, not the business owners, the consumer. Now, when the consumer pays the VAT, you are required to actually mobilize the money for Ghana Revenue Authority. And in a particular month that you raise the money, or you raise the VAT, you are required to pay on or before the last working day of the following month. That tells us that you have what we call loan-free, money that you can expand your business with. For example, if let's say I collect VAT amount to, let's say, 500,000 Ghana cedis in a particular month, I'm going to pay to government the following month. So I can use it to turn around, make more money before I pay. Is that okay? Now when it comes to the businesses themselves, to the extent that you are in a category where you can claim your input VAT, what we are saying is that when you have your output VAT, the input VAT, you deduct it from the output, then the difference is what you pay to Ghana Revenue Authority.
I think at this point I'll give the the opportunity for anybody who has a question. You can raise your hand, and the panelists would do their best to respond to your questions. If any particular question you want addressed, there's the opportunity.
Good morning. My name is William, General Manager of Peninsula. You talked about them. I'll give you a typical example. LOC did business with Accra City Hotel. How many months?
Talk about the multiplicity